You know, every time you see a group of seniors move on, some of them who've been here for 4 years or 5 years, you don't just see them as they're leaving, but it's kind of like this evolution of not only a relationship, but to see them grow. So like as a child to an adult. Thinking back recently about some of them when they came in as freshmen and sort of nervous and unsure of themselves, often very insecure. And then through, whether it be life experience, the sacraments, spiritual direction, friendship, whatever, they grow in maturity. Seeing them leaving as not only responsible young adults, but also as pretty mature Christians who've set out into the deep. And I'm really not too concerned that when they leave, within 6 months or a year, they're going to abandon the practice of the faith. The roots run really, really deep, and it's inspiring to see that. There's a particularly large group of seniors this year that have been invested in and really have a deep living faith and relationship with Jesus Christ.
It's been really fun to see, because I saw all of them when they were freshmen, and the awkwardness of all freshmen and the uncertainty that freshmen have coming in. It was really awesome to see how our seniors have grown and taken initiative in everything that they do.
A big part of the goal for me this first year was just getting to know our students. When Father Sibley hired me and we first talked, that was part of the vision, is just to get to know the students, get to know our leaders, start building relationships with everyone within the ministry, with the different people and the programs that we have.
This year we really tried honing in on the formation of our students in all aspects, in faith, in leadership, and in just being a good human. And we gave our students pretty big leadership roles this year, and it was so awesome to see them rise to those occasions and find the relief after a well-planned retreat or the end of a 501 or things like that. And it was just so fun to see them take ownership of their own leadership, in a sense. Yes, we were there to help guide and whatnot, but for the most part, all the ideas came from our students and all the execution came from our students.
It's such a big process, and it takes so much energy to plan a retreat and then make it happen. And for me, that was something that was just very enjoyable, because I got to get really close to the students who I was working with for the retreats. And then afterwards, I felt like I had a sense of accomplishment with the students. We really, the retreats didn't happen because of any one person. It was something that we worked together to do.
And then we've had several seniors help with just the regular programs that we have here at Wisdom, the 501s and Lunch with the Lords. And without asking, they were in the kitchen or in Jean Mart and they said, "How can I help? How can I help?" Sometimes they didn't even ask and they just started doing things, and I was like, great, I'm okay with this. And then, we have a lot of seniors that help in the office and things like that.
This particular group of seniors has been a very special group for me because I've been knowing them for 3 years. The first group was very special because they were very devout and they were very lovely. They were wonderful. I remember the first year that I got here was a crazy year. We sent 5 guys to the seminary and 7 girls to the convent. It was nuts, and it was awesome because we had so much religiosity and devotion around the center. And so that was wonderful. The second year was absolutely wonderful as well. But this third year, these seniors, because we've walked so far to get to this point, has just been there's just an affinity, a closeness there. I mean, because we just have so many more memories to share together, and they're the best.
Because the students here were incredibly welcoming. When I first got here, it wasn't difficult to become a part of the Wisdom family again, like I was before when I was here in college. So it was very easy for me to re-enter into the family that they have here and to begin building students, to begin building relationships with the students.
I think I've been using this as an example, and it's probably too much of an example. When we first started the Greek retreat, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, it was a massive retreat, 150 students, but there were about 20 who actually were serious. Well, then now, so many years later, it was a little bit smaller, about 100, 110, but about 80 of them were serious. They were involved in Bible studies, they prayed, they really were living their faith. And so what we've seen is the gifts of one generation sort of passing on to another. I can go and look at every single one of these seniors who are graduating this year and tell you who, whether it be clergy, minister, friend, peer, invested in them, walk with them, in a relationship with them in order for them to get where they are today. And so I think when you look at current freshmen or the underclassmen, as they go on, you can make that connection. And so what happens is it just continues to grow, I don't want to say exponentially, but it begins to grow more and more and more as you see the influence of students who graduate leave that lasting impact on the ones here, who will, hopefully when they graduate, have that same impact on others.
They're leaving their legacy behind. We've got a lot of seniors investing into underclassmen who will eventually be investing into freshmen. And so without the seniors knowing, and without the freshmen that are coming in knowing, the seniors have done a lot to help form the freshmen. Yeah, it's just this trickle. When people see somebody on fire, they want to know why. And our seniors are certainly blazing with fire. And that's attracted the juniors and the sophomores and the freshmen this year. And I think that's all going to be passed down into the next years to come. So,
I generally am not the glass is half full. I have to work on thinking the glass is half full. But to see a number of these seniors who are so positive, who are so joyful, so good, being with them, working with them, singing in the cafe, doing spiritual direction with them, singing at Mass, helped to really give me a more positive attitude, lift me out of my melancholy temperament, and to be very appreciative of the gift of who they are, and to just make me more hopeful for the future of the church.
Am I proud of them? I'm always proud of my children. I am always, they're just the best. No question. Super proud. They are, just the names that are coming. I can't list names because I'm going to leave somebody out and I feel terrible, but there's just so many, that stick out, and I can't help but feel proud, absolutely. They're the best, no question about it.
I would encourage our seniors to seek out community after Our Lady of Wisdom wherever they go, because for me has been the most influential thing in my life, is continuing to, one, reach out to the people who I loved from my time when I was here, those friends that I became really close to. And I think two, the other thing that helped me to stay anchored, one, to my faith, and two, just to living well, was the community that I surrounded myself with.
Just remember who you are. Remember your identity. Maybe when you came here, you were insecure, you were confused. Look at what you've been given through Christ, but also through wisdom, the home that you found here, the gifts that you've been given. You walk out as a confident young man or young woman, aware of your identity as a son or daughter, God, your Heavenly Father, and to be able to be secure, to be able to be free in loving others, and to have a great confidence.
Don't get discouraged. They're walking into a world that we are all unsure of. They're walking into job markets that aren't there, but it's okay to come back to the church. It's okay to stay in the church and say, this is my safe place, and to not be disheartened by when people say no to them. That's okay, that's gonna happen, that's life. But to take it as just another lesson, to go on and to keep doing all the good things that they're doing and all the good things that they're going to do.
Home has been a theme for preaching over the course of the past several months. The heart is a home, the church is a home. Wisdom really is a home for generations of people. And I don't want the graduating seniors to think they're any different. To hopefully be able to know that they're always welcome to come back here. Many of them are never going to leave in the first place, but to be able to know that their identity was formed here, they're always going to be welcome to come to Mass, to get involved, to come to these different events, and of course to continue praying for the students who are still here and still involved.
I've been very impressed with this group, and they're very mature. They're driven. You know, we have a lot of them who are going to be focused missionaries. A lot of them are going to go into the workforce. A lot of them are they just seem very devoted, very excited to just enter into life. And so, are they ready to graduate? Absolutely. Like I said, do I wish they graduate in different circumstances? Absolutely.
We have a lot of seniors that a lot of people are not going all down the same road. We have some going to law school, some prolonging med school, we have missionaries. I was talking to Katie Austin about our seniors, and she put it really well. She says, these seniors are going to light the world on fire in anything they do, whether it be mission or secular world stuff. I think, again, going back to they know who they are, their identity is well rooted in their faith in Christ, in all of that. And so, yeah, that's going to take them farther than I think we've seen before.
What this class is going to remember, or in a certain sense be remembered for, that they graduated during the plague, during the quarantine, the coronavirus. And they didn't get the normal sort of closure experience. A lot of the things that a college grad normally gets, they didn't. And so, as bad as it seems now, as much as they may be lamenting certain things, the irregularities of it all, quite often those things that you missed out on take on much more significance than the things that you experienced 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line. I can look back. I was from Lafayette High, class of 1991. What do I remember most about my class? We were 9-0 in the football season. Found out one of the guys was ineligible. We lost everything. All of them, we ended up 1-9. No state champion, no nothing. Would have been great to be a state champion, yeah, but we still have that story. We have that unique experience that bound us together. And of course, the coronavirus bounds everybody together that you may not make sense now. It may seem unjust or unfair. Down the line, you're going to be able to look back and to see it was a unique opportunity of grace. And down the line, a great chance to tell a pretty spectacular story.
I would say, sorry. I mean, the first thing I would say is, these are not the circumstances I would wish or want for anybody to leave wisdom. I mean, wisdom is such a special part of your life. It's such a special part of my life and all of our lives, and just have it ripped out from under us without us even having a chance to say goodbye or acknowledge, how much we've meant to each other in person. Being able to hug, being able to actually have a closer emotional intimacy there is devastating. I mean, so that's the first thing I'd say is sorry. I mean, this is not the way anybody wants to leave. But I would probably remind them, have you ever heard of an ideal goodbye? Goodbyes always are hard. They always hurt, and they never work out. I've said goodbye to tons and tons of communities. And I look back at them and I'm thinking wow, I wish I had more time with them. I wish I could be more engaged with them. I wish I could spend more time. I wish my attention could be more geared toward them. And yet at the same time, it's okay, this is just how it is. Time marches on, we have to say goodbye, and so be it. The advantage to that, though, is we'll see each other again. That's kind of the silver lining of it all. Does it hurt? No question. Is it unideal? Absolutely. And most goodbyes I find are. But we're gonna see each other again, whether in this life or the next.
One last thing I'd want to tell them is just thank you for an incredible year. Thank you for all the fun that we've had. And I'm sorry it was cut short, that your time was cut short. And yeah, y'all made this year incredible. The seniors from this class really made my time here something special because of their willingness to serve and to love and to joke and to build community. Thank you.